Hayato. Today's full moon session, number 8 of Tricks of the Trade, comes to you from my sofa because we are living in times where if the postman rings, we are very glad and we definitely want to answer the door. I have it all set up to make sure that this video feels like a live lesson. In case my doorbell should ring, my assistant Richard will take over and do with you the imitation of bird noises which I have running gently in the background. If the doorbell should ring, please, it's up to you and Richard to translate what the birds are saying into vocal exercises. Obviously, I will be offering you some fresh consonant and vowel exercises, but the main theme of today's session is the full moon and the energy it gives us. I wrote you down so I don't lie to you. Today at 12:45 and 13 seconds, the full moon will be absolutely at its highest point. That means that the energy of the moon is so strong that it causes the oceans to go wild. Diese Anziehungskraft vom Mond ist so stark, dass die größeren Gewässer auch herumtoben. So, maybe you are not as moon crazy as I am, but I specifically wanted to record this session with the rising energy, afterwards to check as well if I be crazy when I talk at this time and if I stick to the truth. Obviously, when one has too much energy like I have at the moment, one should take a ladylike breath more often and invest the crazy into doing whatever you want to do more slowly and better planned than I am doing at the moment. Allora, so full moon continuity. As long as we are alive, once in every moon cycle, there will be a highlight of energy, and as soon as you become aware of it, you will feel more energy and less energy. At the moment, during these times of kind of isolation, although because of the internet, we do not have a true feeling of isolation. Think of those poor people who have murdered, who sit there in solitary confinement, waiting to die. No, this is not what we have. This is a gentle reminder of the luxury we have thanks to the internet. Allora, full moon and continuity is the theme, because every time we do exercises, or if you do a workout and you go to a gym, people tend to concentrate on, let's work on the abs, let's work on the stomach, let's work on the legs. No. If you want to make sure that you are really singing with the whole body, I suggest while you are at home wearing some piece of clothing that doesn't cut your body into little bits. Bitte zu Hause beim Üben Kleidung tragen, die nicht das arme Körperchen irgendwo reinquetscht und unterteilt wie ein Michelin-Männchen, so that you can feel the whole of your body investing itself into one direction, the music. Continuity, my favorite visual aid for making music is this. If you take a breath and you invest it in a direction, you will have consonants and vowels flowing in the same direction. More easily said than done. So today I wanted to offer, as it is full moon, exercises specifically using your feet. No, I nearly said a bad word. Honestly speaking, your feet. Most of us, let me do this decently so everything is covered. I put on these toe socks so I can show you the exercises clearly. Most of us have 5 toes. If you don't have 5 toes, use the bits in between. If you have 6 or more toes, use the German vowels as well. So let's name the piggies. We have 5 Italian vowels, 5 italienische Vokale, die wir eigentlich überall beim Singen benutzen. Now, if you can please imagine, this is Mr. Ah, and the noise you heard before is my second old mobile phone. Seeing that we don't have a piano, I have this little cheap free app with a keyboard. Also as a practical suggestion, when you're traveling around, how can you make sure that your voice is very well trained? You have to check pitches. It's no use singing arias or songs in keys you're not going to perform them in. So, meow. So there's an A flat. I think an A flat is very good for full moon. So, getting back to exercises with your toes. We will take one toe. If you're good, obviously, you're going to do it in stereo. And work through them. And hold it long enough until you can feel it coming back to the top of your hair and back to the toenail. And the next little piggy is called E. I'm going flat, let's check. E. Now the reason we are holding the toes is to feel the body connection. This is not an old woman's tale. It's obviously easier if you have relaxed clothing on to allow the energy to flow freely. So please, when you take the breath, make sure you breathe with the whole body, starting there. So we've already had the ah, we've had the e. So let's try, if it's better, with a breath from there. There's the breath for the e. E. You will feel it better where the fold is there. E. And pull against it, try to pull your foot away from the hand. E. This will also save you a fortune in foot reflexology massages. So we got to the E, and the next little piggy will be O. And seeing that we are never just going to sing on vowels, let's put the consonants with the O. What about a jolly yo? Yo. But first we breathe. Breathing is as much as part of your training as the actual singing. Without a good breath you cannot sing well. Ohne gut zu atmen kann man doch unmöglicherweise gut singen. Deshalb nehmen wir auch ein Konsonant, das Konsonant einzusingen. And we breathe from there. There's the yo, yo, yo piggy. Yo, pull, 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 yo. Trying to make a crescendo as you put it your way, yo. Relaxing the jaw, yo. And making a de crescendo. So my suggested exercise would be, you pick a consonant before the vowel of this piggy, yo, and as to help you feel that the energy is going somewhere, make a crescendo until you feel oi, I have nearly run out of breath, and then a decrescendo, oh, and at the end of the exercise, now this is a fabulous trick. If you think you don't have any more breath left, don't hurt your toes, but pull, and using the bits you sit on. Today's exercises are all done on the sofa. Isn't this fabulous? So we already got to piggy number, oh, and then we have the most tricky vowel in life left over to look at, who. And to hook in an oo vowel as another practical suggestion, I would today, because it's full moon, suggest using a r, ru, 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 ru. I also have another visual aid to help you all be aware of how your jaws are working. Now, I have assistants, not stuffed animals like these, because I have a fabulous son who gave me this 2 Christmases ago. And if you need the help, you don't have to have your own one. I'm sure you can find this little fluffy on YouTube as well. See, there's the tension, but always ready to relax back in. See if my coordination is any good. There's the ooh piggy. The ooh piggy is bright blue. And we take the breath and we do one just to make sure you have all felt what this exercise is about. We breathe the r and go making the crescendo and the decrescendo. Allora, everything around me on my sofa is actually part of what I want to communicate with you today. And because it's full moon, I tend to want to do everything at the same time. Wegen des Vollmondes denke ich an zu viele Dinge gleichzeitig. Talking about the professional life. This is perfume. I don't know if your teachers or colleagues have spoken to you about the theme of perfume yet. Ich weiß nicht, ob es üblich ist, dass Lehrer und Kollegen offen über das Thema Parfüm reden. Stellen Sie sich vor. Please imagine you are going to do a fabulous audition somewhere where you really want to make a good impression, and the morning when you get up you go, oh, this will give me good luck. Oh, I remember buying this perfume as well. Ich erinnere mich, als ich dieses Parfüm gekauft habe. Really, that in this smell, in this aroma, there's the moments of happiness that were on that very day. They are all contained in this smell. Oi, gently. So, now, if I was on my way to an audition today, most perfumes, if they are healthy and well designed and not tested on animals, wir müssen auch umweltfreundlich bleiben und tierlieb, will stay with you and develop the whole day. Now, when we sing, we tend to all make music, which is the same thing. We tend to get warmer and properly, my mother would say, we get dewy. I would say you will sweat. And what for you is just a delicate little sniff of perfume will permeate the air around you. This perfume specifically in summer, I know if I put it on, the perfume will enter the room before I do. This is not the main impression you want to make at a meeting or an audition. Also, please to remain professional and to be kind to your colleagues. Bitte anständig und rücksichtsvoll zu den Kollegen zu bleiben. While you are working, on the days you are working, please do not use perfume. Kein Parfum, wenn man arbeiten geht. There are really people who are allergic to any form of perfume. That's the beginning of it. And if you imagine 3 people in the room all wearing different perfumes, we do not want to do this to ourselves, especially while singing or playing wind instruments, because we will be breathing more. And the best thing to breathe is fresh air, of which I hope you're getting enough at the moment. So that was a real predigt about parfum. You do not have to spend a fortune to buy these things, like all your skincare products. When you're home, please go through all your skincare products, like even the hand cream you use, and sniff them. Sniff them when you wake up in the morning and your nose is still very fresh. If they have any perfume, they are not good to be worn during work. Obviously, you don't want to have a reputation of, ugh, here comes and the name of a perfume, instead of making your mark through being a musician. So, now, reminder, if you're traveling, have the key ready. Nothing complicated at all. You need a simple app to stay in the reality of tonality. This is a gentle reminder. Stick to the key intonation. And back to our hobby of how do we make sure that we warm up all consonants and vowels. I have given you a couple of suggestions of how to warm up your consonants, because really you are not going to be singing on just vowels ever. All the consonants are going to be happily embedded in the natural, smooth stream of vowels. So, practically speaking, back to our feet. I have already given you the suggestion of you do your exercises A, E, I, O, O. And I can't do this, I can't show you this because I'm wearing a dress. Obviously, one does this in stereo with both feet at the same time, leaning back as you do so, so you can make sure that this area, the stomach area, is working with you. Now, let's get back to warming up our beloved consonants. Instead of thinking, oh, where do I start today? I have a little ESELSBRÜCKE. Now, ESELSBRÜCKE is what in English we would call a memory hook. That's a very good German word to learn for the full moon time. ESELSBRÜCKE, if you translate it literally, would mean the bridge over which a donkey would pass. ESELSBRÜCKE, this memory hook, or the aide mémoire. How do you remember to warm up all your consonants? Very easy. I would suggest you first have, you all know what a lemon is. And if you take the consonants out of that, you have L, L, M, N. And so the first 3 singing consonants. First we're going to warm up the singing consonants, the voiced consonants. I'm Ansi, back to the beginning. Sorry, Richard. I want to show you how to not forget any of the voiced consonants. Lemon, L, M, N. And then if you can use your imagination and pretend that you are a car, you switch on the car and you go, and then the engine calms down, and when you go fast, so let's put the consonant exercises into our feet as well. So first we're going to take a lemon, and to hook in the consonant as well, if it's easier, do go from a vowel. So we use the same vowels we had before, A, E, I, or oo, and we go for the L of lemon, al, obviously the same thing, crescendo and decrescendo, al, and then the next one, lemon, ma, 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 a, e, or if you want to hook into the M more relaxedly, M, M, and when the M is sitting, crescendo M, decrescendo. And the one fun thing about working on this so far, you can make sure that the whole of the chest and stomach area is working with you. It is squashed, it opens, making sure. Today is for lazy people. LM, we get to al, M, and then we get to in, I, N, making sure that is singing, N, and then we're gonna pretend we're a car, and if you don't have 6 toes, don't think that I've forgotten that we have 6 singing consonants. We go rrr, and then the whole foot z, so there's the r toe, and if you want to add the vowel that belongs to the toe, keeping the jaw relaxed, and now we're in the car and going and the singing W is really a test of how well you can relax your jaw and let the air flow. If it's too low, air, that's not going to sing. Lips aren't relaxed, you have as if you are going through a hard road. And family of that is obviously the consonant not biting it, and reality check. I was 1 millimeter flat. Wait, give me one more of this. And seeing that, I really would like to communicate to everybody who hasn't done so yet to sing relaxedly in German. We haven't forgotten that we have all these vowels with an umlaut. For the A, if you put an umlaut on it, it is E. For the O, if you put an umlaut on it, it is Ö. And this is where the foot vowel exercise will help you to not forget any of them. So we have already accepted that toe work is A, E, I, O, U. Now for the vowels and for a good foot massage, between the toes, you feel between the bones, there's a little spot of your toe, you will feel it right between these 2 bones. That often gets squashed too often in uncomfortable shoes. Diese Teil zwischen den Zehen wird häufig von unseren Schuhen zerquetscht. Also, so let us use those bits of the toes for the vowels with the umlaut. So let's say you've done your 2 minutes of ah, then you find the our spot and go ah, or using the consonant to hook it in, if you have problems with the we are training the voice, so not all the sounds are going to be beautiful. Do pretend you're a goat or a sheep going first like this, and then a legato sheep would go putting it too high in the nose. So onto the rest of the vowels. E, and not to miss out this one. This is just a deeper o, e. Now if that was your o toe, that little bit between the toes would be there is the aha. And I have the clock in front of my nose. I notice that we have just gone through the zenith of full moon, which means everything will be more relaxed from now on. The other theme I want to touch on today is how helpful or dangerous subdivisions can be. Wie hilfreich oder gefährlich Unterteilungen sein könnten. Subdivisions in music means you sing 1, 2, 3, 4, and if those were the quarter notes, its eighths would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and little and the conductor will be the subdivisions 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, to keep your healthy legato, it is important that you are always ready for the gear change in the body and the mind that you need for musical subdivisions. Bitte immer im Körper und Kopf parat sein für die Unterteilungen optisch und körperlich in der Musik. At the end of the day, we want to make music in lines, and subdivisions should never sound like somebody is chopping off bits of your body and feeding them to hungry tigers. So it can be a big help for you. Let's say, let's find a simple D major chord so you don't all get bored with A flat. So let's say if the 4 beats will be just 4 beats, so the subdivision would be in quarters, but still all going in the same line. If you want to keep the line smooth, you keep the energy of the subdivision horizontal. Should feel it in your body. And say you're angry, you would obviously intensify and attack every next corner of the subdivision. Little accents defined. For example, there are many possibilities. This is just the first basic suggestion. Now, the reason I got onto the theme of subdivision today is if you have too much of this hysterical energy, it will feel like I have 16th or 30 seconds running through your body. Now to make sure, even in music, like Rossini quite often has, if you want to have a smooth romantic color, obviously you make sure they will go in one direction. But if you want the energy, obviously you try to put every one of the little 30-second notes ricocheting off the walls like a crazy bullet. Now, to put it into practice, this is an ability that should be able to help you as your energies change on stage or during an audition. If you suddenly feel very tired, I would suggest feeling more subdivisions in the music. So instead of singing in thinking, in these high than high, to think the subdivisions contained in every single note you have. So if you're tired, feel motivating subdivision. In these so in the flabba-dabba-dub method, so feeling in your body, that should give you, it's also a feeling like Champagne. Diese Unterteilungen, die motivieren innerhalb der Musik, könnte sich auch wie Champagner anfühlen. So, I see from the time that this is a good time to stop, so as to end this little chat with. We have changing energies every day, whether it is a different moon phase, something heavy you've eaten, whether you are paralyzed by fear. One needs to be aware about your energy level on that day. The only way to really be an honest musician is to invest the energy that you feel at that moment and learn the tricks of the trade that will help you perform at optimal level 365 days of the year. Whether you are working on your vowels and consonants, always with the energy that you have on that day. So to end this session with, let us go back to a standard exercise that I like very much, a basic oyotoho, which is good for weeding. You're outside, you look for the weed, you put, do you mind being the weed? This is the weed. Keep your hands out of the way. And because we haven't learned the correct notes yet, we are just going to do an octave throw of hayataha. And when you throw the weed into oblivion, octave up. So you put your knife in. You can all do this mentally. I find it more fun with an actual gardening tool. Now, and we take the breath to go hayataha. Hold it until the breath is nearly gone. Opening the body. Hayataha. And going up all the semitones. Hayataha. Hayataha. Now please give me 50 more of those and I will see you in a week.